And this, if you can just make this quick shift in your mindset, it will serve you so well. What's going on, guys? This is Brian from Advancement Hockey Advising here, and today we'll be talking about how to push through adversity as a hockey player. So I'll be honest here, this is probably by far one of the most important videos that we've made, because adversity is something that we're all going to face at some point in our lives, for you guys at some point in your hockey careers as well. So knowing how to deal with adversity the right way is actually one of the best skills that you can develop. All right, now before we dive into the details here, as always, just a quick reminder to absolutely smash that like button. And if you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss another video moving forward. All right, so first let's dive into why adversity is a good thing. Well, because in a short answer here, it just makes us stronger. It sounds cliche, but it's so true, because the more adversity, the more struggle that you deal with now, the more you're going to better be able to deal with it when life inevitably throws challenges that you can control at you, right? You're going to encounter challenges all the time. If you're playing hockey, 100% things are going to come up eventually, and the more struggle, the more pain that you go through now, the better able you're going to be able to handle it then. For me, myself, I think I'm the prime example. When I grew up, it was not an easy hockey career, let's say. I got cut a lot, I got benched a lot, I didn't make the team that I want, or I wasn't playing that much, I got scratched a lot in my junior career. And yes, that was very hard, but I wouldn't trade those experiences for the world, because while it was hard then, it made me stronger. It gave me, the ability to develop tools and coping mechanisms, healthy coping mechanisms, to better be able to deal with those struggles. And now, I recently went through a health struggle actually a couple months ago. I shared with in another video, and basically I was going through like brain fog, like health problems, all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't easy. It was kind of scary, but I got through it and a big part of it is because I told myself, Brian, like, you're able to actually deal with the stuff that you did in the past. That stuff was way harder than what it is now, so this got nothing on you. And lo and behold, I'm feeling great now. I was able to yet again go through. Now, for when I encounter my next challenge in the future, whenever that's gonna be, I'll be able to deal with it. So it just goes to show that yes, adversity is tough. Nobody really wants to go through it in the moment, but it will serve you in the future. So my last little piece of advice here is to seek adversity whenever you can. Controlled adversity and controlled pain. So what I mean by this is, going for the hard workouts, right? The early morning workouts, doing hard things, doing the extra rep, doing the extra set, in practice and all that kind of stuff, doing a little bit more, seeking discomfort, going to, talk to a stranger, whatever it is, anything that can make you slightly uncomfortable, that's actually going to make you more resilient. It's going to make you stronger, and it's going to make you better able to deal with the challenges that come down the road. So all in all, that's the whole philosophy with adversity, and it's why it's good for you. All right, so we talked about why adversity is a good thing and why you should seek it out as often as you can in a controlled setting. Now we're moving on to more of the tools that you can use, and there's four main ones that kind of come to mind for me. The first tool here that comes to mind, and I think this is the most important to deal with adversity, is to have a strong why. Anything you do, whether it's hockey or anything else you're pursuing, the strong why is going to help you get through those challenges, and those challenges will come no matter what you do. But if you don't have a strong why, that's oftentimes when players quit. They say, oh, what's the point? There's not a real good reason for me to continue this. Why would I keep putting myself through constant struggle and pain? Players quit then. People quit at what they're doing. But if you have a strong why, if you have strong reasons, when the time comes like, hey, this is tough, but my reason is strong enough for me to bear the brunt, to be resilient, to take the hits, and to keep pushing through, and then eventually get to the other side. So that's why having a strong why is so important. A great example is if you want to become a doctor, let's say, after you're playing hockey. Becoming a doctor is a very difficult road. There's a lot of studying that goes into it. Just getting into medical school is very difficult. It just gets harder and harder as you progress down that path. Now, why do people do it? Because they have a strong enough reason. They want to help people get healthier. They want to help patients live their best lives, right? Those strong reasons are what enable them to study for hours and years on end, right? To keep going through all the struggles to get in, to continue down that path, right? Same thing for hockey. If you don't have a strong enough why, eventually, a certain challenge will come and it'll probably convince you to quit, So having that strong why is what's going to help you get to the other side, whether it's a doctor, lawyer, hockey player, anything you do, the reason is what makes you keep pushing through adversity. For me personally, when I was playing hockey, it was, the sense of being free when I was on the ice, when I was at the rink, being around my teammates. That feeling was just amazing. And I knew all the benefits that hockey brought to me, how it built my character as a leader, as a person, and just how I felt on the ice altogether. Hockey is something that was irreplaceable. And I knew that when I get cut for teams, sometimes I would question it, whether I want to quit or not, but I always come back to, hey, I feel amazing when I'm on the ice. When I'm playing, it's an unbelievable experience. I'm with great teammates, and that always kept me going in the darkest times. So having a strong why, to wrap it up here, is extremely important to push through adversity. So the second tool here that comes to mind is what I call the just a little more mindset. Some people call it the 10% rule. There's different variations of it. But in short, what it is that when you feel like you're on the cusp of giving up, like, hey, this is all I have, just do a little bit more and a little bit more, as much as you can. Sometimes surprisingly, you do that and you can do twice as much as what you could do. But just telling yourself when you're feeling on the cusp of giving up, let's say you've done a bunch of push-ups, you feel like you're on your last one, just do one more, just do an extra one, an extra set, extra rep, all that stuff, and you'd be surprised how much more you can get out of everything. So this ties into adversity here, is when you feel like you're on the cusp of giving up. When you feel like, hey, I don't know if I can do this anymore, I don't know if I have any more in the tank, just do an extra hour's worth of work. Just do a little bit more, just push an extra day. Keep going a little bit more. And if you do this every day, and if you're tied to the strong why, like we talked about, you can just keep going and going and going and get to the other side. Oftentimes, and this is I don't know why this works and why this happens, but it does. Oftentimes, right when we're at our breakthrough, where we're really going to get to the other side, the closer you get to your breakthrough, usually the harder and harder it gets. And this is where most people give up, unfortunately. Right as they're about to get to the other side, the hardest part, that's when they give up. But that's what you have to have in the back of your mind, to say, hey, I'm almost there, just a little bit more, boom. You get to the other side and you're back in the light. So this has served me countless times in my hockey career, in my professional life, in everything. The just a little bit more mindset really helps you get to the other side and helps you achieve success. So now moving on to tool number 3 here is what I call positive reframing. And this kind of ties back to our previous point. When we were talking about that adversity is a good thing. Well, positive reframing kind of does with this, because there always is some good that comes out of the struggles. And what positive reframing is that you see the silver lining. You see the good that comes out of the challenge. Now, there's a distinction here. It's not, toxic positivity or anything like this, where you just say, oh, everything's great, everything's magical, sunshine and rainbows. No, we all know that life doesn't work that way, right? We all know that there are hard times in life. Life has a bunch of problems that are presented to us, and we try and solve them. We try and get better. We try and improve, right? That's the realistic aspect of life. Toxic positivity is just saying everything's fluffy and is being delusional, and I don't like that. I don't subscribe to that mindset. I'm more of the fact of positive reframing, acknowledging that there are hardships, acknowledging that there are challenges, and there's incredibly difficult challenges that we can deal with and come across in life, but also acknowledging that there always is a good side to that challenge, okay? And this, if you can just make this quick shift in your mindset, it will serve you so well. It's helped me so much seeing the good out of all the challenges that came. For example, got cut from a AAA team, good. It was difficult. It wasn't easy. Good. It actually says, hey, right now my current skill sets aren't good enough to make that team, or they just weren't quite there, So what I do, okay, I'm going to train super hard this year, dominate on my AA team. So next year when it comes time to AAA trials, I'm going to be so good that they can't ignore me. And I'm going to be so good that I might get, junior attention more than I would have if I would have made that team. You see that little shift there? Even though something difficult happened, right? You're able to see the good out of it, just do the right things after. So it's just a slight shift, but it's so much more powerful than either delusional, toxic positivity, or just going to negative town and going down the rabbit hole, victim mindset and all that stuff. Where you want to be is somewhere in the middle, and positive reframing is that key there. So if you can use that tool to your advantage, it's really, really going to help you in times of adversity when hard things happen. Say, hey, listen, I acknowledge these negative things, but good, I can embrace this challenge and improve on what I need to improve on. So that's the quick positive reframing mindset shift that you want to have. All right, and last but not least here, number 4 is having a strong support group. Now, all these tools that we mentioned before are great. I would say 95 to 99% of the time, I can use those and I get through struggles, no problem. But there are certain circumstances, some really tough things that can happen in life, some really tough obstacles that can test you to your limit, okay? That where these tools, like it's just not working for whatever reason. You do get those circumstances, and that's where your strong support group is your safety net, okay? That's where they come into play and help you out. Because you talk to any great athlete, any great successful person in the world, they always say that they have a good core group of friends, of people, maybe their parents or anyone, good core group of relationships that they can rely on when times are hard and that they can share the most intimate moments with and everything, right? And it's so important to have that because it really grounds you. It really helps you change your perspective when you're just kind of lost, right? When these hard moments, whenever they hit, where you just can't seem to get over that is, no matter what you do, and you're on the cusp of quitting or whatever that is, the strong support group is what can really make that difference. And for me, it's happened countless times, especially when I didn't have these tools, when I didn't learn these tools right away. My parents, God bless them. It's really because of them, honestly, that I'm here today, that I went through hockey and that I accomplished all the things I did, is because they instilled that mindset in me and they always were there for me in the hard times, right? But even when I got those tools, they were always there for me when I needed them, okay? And my parents, there's a couple other friends that I have too that were there as well, but my parents especially are the ones that really helped me get through. Like the times I got cut, the times I got scratched, benched, all this stuff, like multiple times in my career, maybe 4 or 5 times, I seriously contemplated on quitting hockey. And it's because of them that I didn't. And that just shows you the power of having a good support group, to having those people that you can rely on, that can keep you accountable and keep you on track. It really, really is, I would say, the difference maker in making people push through and continue on. And when people quit, the other tools are huge, but having that support group here can really come bail you out when you're at your lowest low. So I would say, if you can, take the time to really form those close connections, either with your family members, your teammates, other friends that you may have. It could be your girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever it is. Forming close connections with a key group of people that'll help bring you up in your hardest times. All right, so I talked a lot there. We mentioned a lot of things about adversity. So I just want to recap here the main points of the video. So first, adversity is a good thing. It helps make you stronger. And then moving on to the tools, the 4 tools that we have. First, having a very strong why. Second, the just a little more mindset. Third, positive reframing. And last but not least, fourth, having a strong support group. All right, guys, that is it for the video. If you have any questions, anything you want to talk to us about at all, feel free to drop a comment down below or send us an email at info@ahadvising.com and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. All right, so if you like this video, if you got any kind of value out of it, consider smashing that like button because it really helps the channel out. And if you're new here and you like this kind of content, you don't want to miss it or anything like that, consider hitting that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss another video moving forward. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video and we'll catch you on that next one.